Yo, what is good? One second. Yeah, what is good in the hood? Welcome to the Basement Ballers podcast live stream. One sec, I'm just joining him. There he is. Look at you. Hey,
What's poppin'?
what are you saying? We are live now. Just in case you
We're
didn't
li-
know,
we're live.
we're live, and we are about to switch over to podcast mode real quick. Ooh, there he is. I guess you can't see me again because that's whatever. But let me just make
Yeah,
sure
it's
that
weird. This is like the third week in a row. Why can I not see you?
I don't know. Well, the important part is that the homies on stream can see me. I just posted onto our Instagram to just let everybody know that we're
Yeah,
live.
I saw that.
So we good. So
Mm.
let's just before we jump into topics today, we'll allow give people some time to hop in if they're going to. And yeah, what what happened? What happened?
so Odie Nagalo. You ever heard of Odie Nagalo?
Who's that?
He was a player. He played for Watford. He was on loan at Man United for like a year. This is back during COVID. Like like a lower, like a mid-table to lower table Premier League striker. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what he was. Right? He played for Watford and so on. Anyways, he's in the Saudi Pro League now, and he basically came out and said, and this is an actual real cool. Like ESPN posted this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Odin Nagala on players joining him in the Saudi Pro League. We are playing for money, not for passion.
Damn.
There you
Yeah, man, that's a
go.
perfect way to open up our live stream for today because this has been a lot of action. Like in terms of like European action, not a lot other than preseason going on. But we're gonna talk about some of the games that happened this week. But a lot of
Yeah.
action into and out of the Saudi Pro League, and which
Mm.
has been pretty crazy. Honestly, some of the names that we've been seeing popping up has been actually insane.
Mm.
Um, and we're going to talk about whether this is good for I think that'll be today's question of the day, whether the Saudi League is actually good for football as a whole or whether it's destroying football. But starting off with one of the bigger transfers of the offseason, which is Verratti, right? Like, has that officially been
Mm.
confirmed?
Mm. Well, Fabrizio just said that they're in advanced talks, but it hasn't been like confirmed. Like the here we go hasn't happened yet, but they're in
Fair.
advanced
Okay.
talks.
Well, that's pretty crazy considering that, like, literally just a week ago, and I'm pretty sure we talked about this a little bit, even though I had my doubts about these rumors, that Liverpool were interested in Verratti. Obviously, the interest may have still been
Mm.
there. However, we didn't act upon it because I think that Liverpool realized that he didn't fulfill any kind of real role that we needed, and the price tag was
Mm.
too expensive. And now, for based on what PSG was asking for, and
Well, let
realistically,
me
yeah,
check. But the issue with this one is that this is the first dude who goes to Saudi Arabia. Not that he's young, because there's been like two or three players who are relatively young who've been, but this is the first like established star who's still relatively in his prime. Like Verratti's not even that old. He's like 29 or 30. He's not that old. Let me
hmm
check. Hmm. Verratti is 30. Yeah, he turned 30. So he's turning 31 in November. So he's not young, but he's not that old.
he's
Like, so he's still
serviceable to
probably
bro. Honestly, like
he
he
could
could
play
have
another
gone for
three,
like
4 years.
a couple more years in Europe, and it's just I think
Hmm.
from that aspect, I think it's kind of sad that like Europe is losing a lot of like big talent, right?
Yeah, well,
But it's I think that yeah, well, I mean we're gonna dive into like what this means for football in a whole in a little bit later, but I think let's talk a little bit more about transfer news and just I'll move over to my favorite team, obviously Liverpool. So I'm pretty sure I haven't checked in an hour or two, but I'm pretty sure as of yet there has been no official confirmation or here we go for Romeo Lavia to Liverpool. However,
mm,
it seems like the deal will go through. So it looks like we're about to sign Romeo Lavia from Southampton for 42 million plus add-ons, which is
hmm
pretty good considering the fact that they were asking for 50 initially. So we got a pretty good deal on that. Now, for any Reds fans that are watching this after or that are currently watching this, you guys can let us know what's going on. But I think that Romeo Lavia
mm,
definitely serves a role in terms of like he's very young, he's very promising
hmm
talent, and I think that he's shown a lot in terms of like the fact that he was already playing in the Premier League last season, which is nice to for that kind of talent. However, I think that a lot of us agree that he's not really ready yet, maybe to start on Liverpool as a six. Like I feel like we need
Uh,
another six. like somebody who's
Well,
already kind of like established. But I don't know. Maybe that's being a bit greedy, and maybe that like they should be shifting their focus more to the defense. But yeah, you can let me know what you think.
like, well, for me, because he was linked to Arsenal a lot earlier in the window, because it looked like he was probably going to go there. But that's because we thought Partey was leaving as well. Now, if you're telling me we keep Partey and you guys get Lavia, I'm not really that bothered because it's like, for me, I mean, Arsenal's midfield is set because you have Rice and Partey is better than Jack and Partey. So that's an upgrade right there. And off the bench, I mean, like I'm just hoping it's preseason and nothing else. But I mean, Havertz, who's we'll get on to him after. He's been looking really bad. But
Yeah.
you have him. You have Jorginho who can come off. You have Emil Smith Rowe who could play as like I won't say the Odegaard position, but he's more of he's like a number 8. Like he's not number 10. He's number 8. Like he can like push. He has a lot of the way he plays reminds me kind of Jack Grealish. I don't know if you watch a lot of Smith Rowe, but he's the type of player where like you could put as a midfielder slash winger, kind of like Grealish, and like he's very good at like running with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You have him, so it brings up different dynamics. For me, it's like, okay, now would I like to have him? Sure, because you get him, and then he could be like an understudy to Partey. Because like I said, I don't think he's ready to start, but I'm not that bothered you guys are getting him. But if your midfield 3 going in next year is so Lavia, Szoboszlai, and McAllister. I mean, it's good, but it's still, I don't know, because you have one dude who's not Premier League experienced, one dude who's still relatively young, and then McAllister was good, but like
It's not
he moved to
something that
Liverpool,
like
so
you
like
could
it's
definitely like put a
I don't
lot of
know.
faith in until you see it, kind of thing. Because like if you were to get a midfield 3 of like people, the brothers that were already like imagine like for whatever reason you got Kevin De Bruyne and like Modric and like I don't know Chouameni as like your midfield 3. Like those brothers, like you could see them on paper and you'd be like, wow, like that's like a pretty insane midfield 3, right? But
Yeah,
with these guys that are present in our midfield right now, again, yeah, like some of them aren't Premier League proven. Some of them are still like on the fence and like, but it's something. Like I feel like FSG, despite our previous kind of like complaints and everything, they have managed to do what we asked them to do so far. And not only that, but they managed to get, I feel like, a good price for every single piece that they've gotten so far. Because like take in
look,
like we've basically bought 3 new midfielders, right, for about 150 mil, right?
yeah, because McAllister was like
He's
35, so
35.
Bozlat was like 70, so that's 105, and if you guys get Lavia with add-ons, that's like
That's 40.
45 million. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like 100, 145 to 150 million. Yeah,
yeah,
it's good. I
that's
mean,
pretty good,
because
man.
you guys needed to upgrade the midfield because technically speaking, right now, the only one who's left, the only 2. Let's see. So Henderson's gone. Well, not officially, but he is gone.
No,
Henderson's
he's
gonna
officially
be.
he's gone. He literally just dropped a goodbye video today.
He did?
Yeah, the only person who's
Oh,
on the fence at the moment is Fabinho because apparently like the brother can't bring his daughters into Saudi Arabia, and so like it's possible that he could still be a Red next season. Which
oh,
to be
what? Yeah,
yeah,
he did drop the video.
but bro, to
Okay.
be honest, like take in, I'm not even mad at that. Like if he's still like a Liverpool player next season, it's not even like the worst thing in the world because he's a good guy to be like a mentor for the next like up and like if we're gonna end up keeping him for the season, sell him next season kind of thing, and like whatever, like sure, like maybe he's not gonna be super thrilled about it because he was looking forward to that big paycheck, but like overall
Yeah.
it's a good thing for for Liverpool. Like we were only really gonna get like what 40 million for him. Like I mean that's good money, but you know.
For me, it's a thing of like, think of it like this. So Keita's gone, Henderson's gone, which like is fine. I mean, Carvalho is gone on loan to Leipzig, but he doesn't look like he's in Klopp's plan. So your midfield now essentially is the 3 players we mentioned earlier, Fabinho and Thiago. Now for me, that's a good midfield because Fabinho, I think the main issue last year's I don't necessarily think is that because he's still 29. He's not
Yeah, he's
like
not like grandpa age. Yeah,
he's not at the age where like he's gonna like yeah. Last year he was bad. I don't think that's because he's declining. I just think because last year who was his main midfield partner? So you had what Henderson, Harvey Elliott,
yeah.
Milner.
A lot of
Like
changes
it
too,
was
eh?
there.
It wasn't like a
Like for me,
concrete midfield.
exactly. For me, you don't go from being the best DM in the world not the best DM in the world, but like one of the best DMs in the world the year before, and then go to basically being dog shit. Like, no. For me now, you surrounded him with good midfielders. You have him. Then you could bring Lavia off the bench, and then you have Thiago. Well, he can't start because of his injury record, but you bring him on from time to time. I think it's good. Then your attack is what? So you have Jota, Nunez, Gakpo, Salah.
Yeah, well, honestly, even Thiago.
Um,
Thiago's a pretty good super sub, to be honest. Like, he's getting to that like point of his career, in my opinion, where he's, yeah, like obviously he is injury prone. We've seen that, but like when he does come on, he's class, man. So like if he's just not a starter and we can regulate his minutes to a degree in which like we just play him when it's really important, or like, because he's a great creative midfielder, right? So I think that he
yeah.
can definitely bring a lot from the bench. And plus, like, bro, the thing is, you lose guys like Henderson and like Fabinho. Let's say Fabinho does end up leaving, you're losing a lot of
Mm.
leadership and like just experience, right? So it wouldn't
Ye-
be favorable for us
Yeah.
to lose a guy like Thiago as well, because that brother like he's been around, he knows, like not been around like that, but like, you know what I mean, like he knows, he knows what's going on. So overall, I think
If
that
I'm
yeah.
Liverpool, honestly, I probably keep Fabinho. I don't get like I wouldn't sell Fabinho if I'm
Yeah,
Liverpool. I would keep him for at least one more year because the way I see it is Chelsea looks like they might not get Caicedo.
really. That
Maybe they
today?
might not. Well, no, because yesterday it was reported that they're at an impasse with Brighton, and especially after De Zerbi's been talking shit
Oh
to
my god,
Chelsea.
that's hilarious, bro. If you, I don't know if y'all are
So,
following us on TikTok. If y'all, whoever's watching, if y'all follow, I made a video about the Zerbi saying we got Europa League to deal with, unlike some people, or like unlike Chelsea or something like that. And it was oh my god, it was so funny because like usually when you talk about big six clubs and you talk about Europa League, it's really like more of an embarrassing thing. Like you don't want to be in Europa League as a big six, right? But just to see Brighton shit on Chelsea for not being in Europa League is actually wild.
yeah, no, there's that. Like, yeah, Chelsea are catching strays. For me, actually, I'm gonna move on to Chelsea real quick because something looked kind of interesting to me earlier. Because I'm gonna pull this up for you really quickly because someone made this graph. Okay, hold up. Yeah, exactly. So Chelsea want Caicedo for under 80 million. Brighton want closer to 100 million. So that's what I'm telling you. They're kind of at an impasse right now, as like what like they would want, anyways. But let me check. Cause someone made like Chelsea's like starting 11, like based on the players they have right now. Chelsea's starting 11, and I was looking at it, and I should have to find the image. Give me a second. Okay, so Chelsea starting 11 would be. Oh my god. Okay, where's the graph, man? Jesus.
Well, while you look at
Cannot.
that, I do want to say,
Yeah,
like, I feel like Chelsea. I know it's just preseason and everything, but like from what I've seen
but
from Chelsea, it's definitely looking like a more exciting team and something that like they can
I,
definitely look forward to the next season. But
I found the graph, by the way, after you're
yeah,
done.
for sure. Now go ahead. I just want to shout
Okay,
Chelsea a little
for
bit.
me now, because if you look at Chelsea starting 11, so they would have Nick Jackson. They'd have Jackson as their
Yo, he's
striker.
solid, eh?
I mean, the thing is, I watched like two of their preseason games. I watched the one they played against who was it? They beat them, I think,
Wrexham.
3-1. That was
Oh,
not Wrexham. It was God, who did they play?
um,
I watched the one from yesterday where they lost, and I watched the other one which they won. Which game? I'll figure it out later.
uh,
Well, so yeah, Nick Jackson would go as a striker. You have Sterling and Mudryk as the wingers, and you have Nkunku. It kind of looks like it's kind of the system kind of looks like the way Arsenal play, like the formation, because you have Jackson striker, Sterling Mudryk as like left winger slash like second strikers kind of, and then you have Nkunku as the number 10. And then behind them, you have Gallagher and Enzo Fernandez. Now, for me, that is an issue because Gallagher to me is not that good.
yeah. They were
So
looking to,
Nkunku and
like, there were some rumors on, like, maybe selling Gallagher.
let's see. Well, yeah, 'cause the rumors that they would sell Gallagher to West Ham and then they were gonna go get Kudos from Ajax. Which, if they do that, then okay, then that's like great, but we don't know. Then you have Reece James, Thiago Silva, Colwill, and Chilwell. So for me, there's two issues right there. Silva, like I know he's good and he's dependable, but People need to keep in mind, bro, he's like 38, 39. You can't rely on a 38, 39-year-old as like your main center back
Mm.
the whole season. Then you have Reece James, who's very injury prone. And then who do they even have center backs coming off the bench? Because you have that Colwell dude who's going to be in the starting 11, I'm assuming. And then you have Chilwell, and then you have Kepa. Like, for me, this team is like aggressively like fourth or fifth. Like, this team is not better than fourth,
Yeah, because I think I
personally.
think I think what happens, and I think what Chelsea fans maybe like are missing a little bit, is the
Mm-hmm.
ability to make a push throughout like a longer season, right? Because like obviously they
Mm-hmm.
don't have European football, lol, to worry about, but like overall, even in a 38 game Premier League season, and then plus FA Cup and all these other competitions, even in like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? They still need some depth, and I think that is where they're lacking. And I think like despite they made a lot of cuts, right? But we
Mm-hmm.
just from Chelsea to be even more successful next season, they need to make more of like what can I say? Like they need to fill in those gaps. I think defensively, you're right, especially because
Mm-hmm.
Cucurella is like I don't know, like last season, like maybe this season he might prove us wrong, it might be better, but last season he was shambolic.
Yeah, he
They
was
need,
not that
and like
good.
you said, like you can't rely on like you know, Thiago Silva is good in terms of like leadership. He's obviously still an amazing center back, right? But like I mean, like let's say that brother goes down, what happens to Chelsea's defense? It just goes to hell, right? So Caicedo, listen, Chelsea need Caicedo.
Mm-hmm.
They need him, right? If they get to
Yeah.
Caicedo at the six, or even if they play him as, I mean, I guess no, probably not right back, but let's say they play Caicedo at the six, right? At
Yeah.
least what happens then is Enzo can be pushed into more of like a creative midfielder, I guess, and then you start focusing on buying more defenders, right? But
Yeah,
but
no,
but that's why Chelsea is not trying to spend like 100 mil. I think that's their main thing because they realize that they still got to buy players, right?
yeah, but like you said, I think for me, okay, if they were to get Caicedo, then that midfield instantly is like, in my opinion, that midfield's top five in the league because you
Yeah,
have just like the like forgetting like benches. I was talking about like the three midfielders: Nkunku, Enzo, and Caicedo. That midfield
it's very good. It's very good.
is amazing.
Yeah, it's a very good midfield.
I'm just looking at
Yeah,
something.
for sure. You know
But
your
yeah, no.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Now what are you gonna say? Go.
I was just about to say that your two teams are playing tonight against each other, no?
Yeah, I know Barca and Arsenal. Yeah,
Yeah.
but actually,
There's a
okay,
good
now
games
actually,
tonight.
I'll move on to Barca real quick since you mentioned it. Okay, because so first of all, yeah, they're linked to Mbappe for some reason, but we have like no money essentially, which like I don't even know where that link came from. But speaking of money, so Barca were able to agree a deal with Qatar because there's been a long rumor that basically Barca's president flew out to Qatar to agree like some sort of business deal with them to basically
Hmm.
inject funds into the club.
Yeah.
So let's see. So the official thing right here is let me check right now. Um, so there's an agreement that was laid between Barca and Qatar will invest 100 million into Barcelona. So the benefits of the investment will be shared 50-50 between them and Barca. So that means Barca will not be able to register all the signings they made, and they still have a bit of money left to maybe get like some rotation players. Because now, okay, so Gundogan, Inigo Martinez, Victor Roque, and Romeo could all be registered. And then that leaves maybe room to get like a right back.
All
Apparently, we're
right.
still linked to Cancelo for some
Cancelo
reason.
is being quoted for 50 mil. That's how much City want for him apparently.
Yeah, I don't get,
It's
I
expensive,
don't know,
but
man. If
he's
I'm
solid, man. And how old is Cancelo? Like 27?
28, 29, yeah, he's not 30 yet. He's in his late 20s.
Yeah. So like I mean,
But
he's still that brother's still like, and he's got a lot of like years left to the shine really.
speaking of Arsenal and some good games, what was I gonna say? They did play Man United the other day, and one thing did kind of okay. There was one positive and one negative I saw.
For sure.
Actually, uh, there's actually two negatives, one positive.
All right.
Okay, the positive is that Timber looks like very good
Agreed. Yeah.
because he's kind of like Zinchenko, but he has bare pace. Like he has recovery pace.
Facts.
Like I'd prefer have him as the inverted fullback over Zinchenko because, like I told you before, I don't think you can play with both like two inverted fullbacks.
Hmm.
So for me, you put Timber as the right back, competition with Ben White, whatever. And then Tierney as the left back, because when Tierney also plays as the left back, Martinelli tends to do better because he has someone who's pushing up, supporting him. Because
Hmm.
Zinchenko doesn't tend to push up like as like a traditional fullback. He kind of stays back in the middle.
Hmm.
So there's that. So that's like one positive I saw.
So
The
you think
one
that
negative,
Timber is more
actually,
of like an offensive talent than Zinchenko is? Like so far from what you're seeing?
well, okay, well Zinchenko's better on the ball, but
Hmm.
like in terms of like let's say like yeah like running on the line, whipping across and shit like that, like yeah, he is better, and he has more pace.
Hmm.
He has more pace.
Box.
So
Okay.
like he can recover faster. But basically, yeah, two negatives I saw is that yeah, Havertz got overran in the midfield. I honestly don't think Havertz can play that Xhaka role. I'm gonna be honest, because even Chelsea fans were saying that because apparently the rumors that we are gonna Havertz wasn't necessarily like a like for like replacement for Xhaka, but he would kind of play as like an eight. And then Chelsea fans were like, no, bro, he has no defensive like skill to play as like a like
Yeah,
as
I just
a
generally didn't get the
eight.
signing, bro. Like it's just
Yeah, I don't listen, man. I don't fucking know. But at this point, look, he got ran through against Man United. Like the
yeah,
midfield
like
kept getting
facts.
bypassed. Declan Rice was on an island trying to help his ass out.
You know,
There was that. Also, I mean, here's the thing, right? Well, Ramsdale. I mean, it's probably just rust, but that goal that Bruno Fernandes goal. You
yeah,
saw that goal or no?
bro, that's some shit.
That's
That's some shit we used to let in our Sunday league, bro. Like,
mhm. It's soft, you know. So for
yeah,
me, it's like Ramsdale wouldn't worry too much, but the Havertz thing. Yeah, I don't know. But then again, it is
yeah,
only preseason. Like for me, Arsenal starting 11, honestly, like the 11 to me is like I dead ass can't think of a team in the Premier League. Man City, I guess. But like no other team in the Premier League, bro, can compete with the starting 11. Because bro, look at the starting 11. You have Jesus. Like
yeah.
if we're just gonna go squad by squad,
Sure,
like not squad by squad, like
positioning
the
for
starting 11
yeah.
plus the bench,
Sure,
right?
sure,
Jesus and Balogun.
sure.
Those are your two strikers. For me, I don't want to see Nketiah. I do not want to see Nketiah. So Jesus, Balogun.
Okay,
You have Martinelli, Trossard, and even Smith Rowe could play as a left winger
Fox.
if
You got
need
yeah.
be. The only issue is okay, you have Saka and then Reece Nelson. I mean, maybe you could get better than Reece Nelson. I don't know.
Mm,
Personally, I would have probably maybe kept Pepe, but they want to sell him badly because he's very he's wasteful on the ball. Pepe is very good in like a counter attack system. For me,
mm-hmm,
he's not a you don't put Pepe in a possession based team like a Arsenal or Man City or whatever. For me,
mm-hmm.
Pepe's good if you put him in like a Spurs where like they kind of counter attack. They don't necessarily play like always with possession.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. So the attack is looking very good. 'Cause for me, Balogun like has to basically because he brings something different. He's not as let's say technically good as Jesus, but he's more clinical. He's more of a goal scorer.
Fox.
You know. So you have him. Then the midfield to me is sexy, man. You have Rice, Partey, Odegaard.
Yeah,
That midfield is chef's kiss.
it's very
Then you
good.
have Jorginho. I mean Havertz,
Jorginho's
I guess,
solid.
got
Yeah,
him. Technically speaking, El Neni is still there, but like,
yeah.
he's very like I'd put him in like a Carabao Cup or like an FA Cup game against like
Mm,
I don't know like a lower team,
Fox.
like division team. I'm not putting him as like a starter, obviously, but there's that. Then the defense. So you have Saliba, Gabriel, Rob Holding, Kivior. I would have liked to see us get another center back, to be honest, because I'm not too convinced by.
Holding.
Well, actually, Holding for me, I don't want, and Kivior to me, like, not that I don't think he's good. I think he is good, but like for me, it's like I don't want to be like our only decent backup center back. Like, I would have preferred to get another backup center back. For me, I think what they might be doing actually is if you think of it like this. So obviously, Gabriel and Saliba are the starters now. I almost forgot actually. Tomiyasu is still at Arsenal,
Yeah,
which
bro.
if he
He
doesn't get
played against Man
injured,
United,
for
no?
me, I believe yeah he did. I don't think it was the whole game, but he did
Yeah.
play parts. Yeah. Tomiyasu for me with that like before injuries and stuff, he is very good. So you have him. Ben White and Timber, I prefer them as right backs because Ben White to me isn't physically gifted enough to be a center back. And Timber is not that like Timber to me is a right back because he's not physically gifted. I like he's one of the worst defenders at like heading the ball, like aerial ability. He's
Mm-hmm.
very bad.
Yeah.
But if need be, they can cover a center back. So I think
Fox.
maybe that's why I didn't get another one because like
Mm-hmm.
you have three right backs, two of which could probably invert and like cover as a center back like a few games if need be. and then Tierney's and Chuckle. No, like the team is deep. The team is
Yeah,
deep.
no,
Pause.
man,
The
pause. But yeah,
the
no,
team is
it's
deep.
it's a very solid team, and I think that obviously you guys had a lot of new signings, and with new signings, I mean, just the fact that Arsenal kind of got all their signings out of the way before preseason is very important for them because that
Yeah,
way
to
they
me
can
that
kind of mesh and like learn each other and
that's why I don't see like the only because at this point in the transfer window, and this goes for pretty much like most teams, pretty much every team has done their transfer business. Like the only teams, like the only players, like let's say Liverpool were to get in like a player now, or Arsenal get in a player, it's kind of like a thing where like it's a player that maybe you didn't think was available
mm-hmm.
becomes available and probably suits the system, so you get him. But like as of now, most teams pretty much get all the targets they set out to get before preseason.
Box.
So any other player that comes in now is kind of like an added bonus, like a
Yeah,
cherry
it
on
wouldn't be
top.
like a major. Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. It wouldn't be like
Hmm
a major signing for sure. But like,
So
yeah, overall, like I
yeah,
feel like
that's how I see it.
you guys are good in terms of just like you still have a couple more preseason games to like learn. Obviously
Yeah,
tonight, I think at 10:30 maybe.
yeah, it's at 10:30.
10:30
Barca,
Eastern Standard Time. There will be Barca versus Arsenal preseason game. Now, obviously, like I mean, like although it's preseason, it's still an important game in terms of just like mentality and just like feeling confidence within yourself. So I think both teams will take at least the first half pretty seriously and then make some changes in the second half, similar to what we've seen. But there's also another preseason game that's starting at 8:30 Eastern, which is Real Madrid versus United. So yesterday,
Ooh, really?
right? Yesterday,
Yeah.
United's like young squad, their youngsters playing
Yeah,
against Wrexham.
they got wrecked against
Okay.
Wrexham.
Yeah, so they lost 3-1 to Wrexham, and like I mean, again, like it is what it is because like it was just like their young squad, but like I mean, like Man United are like the first people to like hype up their young squad, and then they get dusted by Wrexham. But like I mean, that's not our academy is like, well, shut the hell up, take your academy ass out. But
But their star boy academy player got sold for less than 1 million to some fucking random Dutch team, Zidane Iqbal.
wow,
They were
fuck.
hyping this dude up so much as well.
Yeah, but I mean that's still a very very solid game. I'll definitely be tuning into that.
Yeah,
Just
for sure.
as you guys should because even Real Madrid has some talent that like would be nice to see. Real Madrid beat made a comeback against AC Milan the other day. They were down 2-0 and they ended up winning 3-2.
Me
Valverde
too.
with a
Yes.
brace. I mean that's really
Mhm.
positive for Madrid fans who've been wanting that brother to show something, and I mean he did again preseason, but still very promising. Now,
For me,
yeah, sorry, go
yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'll say this and then we'll move on. This is the only thing. Like obviously, I'm happy Arsenal are back in the Champions League, but it is one thing that will annoy me. Say Arsenal play Barca, I will obviously support Barca, but it'll still be
Yeah, it's obviously not nice. Yeah.
like it's like
Imagine
that,
Champions
that's like
League
the
final.
like if it's a Champions League final, the way I see it is that okay. I obviously want Barca to get it, to win it because I love Barca more than Arsenal. But if Arsenal get their first Champions League, it'll be a thing of like, well, people can't talk shit anymore because the whole thing is like, oh, Arsenal tries to have a Champions League. Okay, well, if we
Fox,
get one, you guys have to shut up.
Fox. It's one of them
So
ones where
like,
like if Barca wins, you're happy, right? But if Barca loses, you're okay. Not saying you're like you're not obviously you're not gonna be crying, you're not gonna be upset, right? Because you
yeah,
still
it's one
have
of those things where like it's a positive and negative. It's like say Barca win, I'm happy. If Barca lose, Arsenal win, I'm less happy, but I'm still somewhat happy.
yeah.
But then again, I don't know because Barca haven't been in the champion. Like I've supported Arsenal since 2017, and that's when they were still like they were still shit back then. They were
Mm-hmm.
not good,
Fox,
right? I supported Barca for like what like 13 years of my life. Like I don't know, like I love Barca more than Arsenal. That's the thing. And like
Fox.
I was I was watching like I was like a diehard fan when Barca was still winning Champions League, like 2011, 2015. Last time I won a Champions League was almost 10 years ago. So like if Barca are in the final, then yeah, I'd need Barca to win. The drought's been too long.
Fox. No man, and Barca and Real Madrid especially, they're looking like especially with their young talent, looking like an exciting team to watch this season.
Mm.
Um, but having said that, I did want to talk. So we already talked about how Mbappe was linked to Barcelona. Now, obviously, a lot of us read that and we're like, I feel maybe aside from Barca fans, read that and we're like, bro, like shut up, like. Like this brother is like getting offers for 300 mil, 700 mil, whatever from Saudi Arabia, and then you have Barca coming to the table. Like obviously, the thing is, it's funny because when these like media outlets talk about like, oh, like this team is interested, it's like no shit, bro. Like who wouldn't be interested in this brother? You know what I mean? Like and
Yeah,
obviously
well,
like yeah,
obviously.
but thing is even taken right like let's say Barca had the money, right? And maybe I'm wrong, but let's say Barca did have the money and they were financially well, and they needed a nine, or I mean they need a left wing. Mbappe would probably play left wing, but they needed that him, and they could get him. Do you think he'd go to Barca?
Well, um, I don't know, man. It'd be weird because since he was a youngster at Monaco, he's been twerking to go to Madrid.
Fox.
And like he always said, Ronaldo was idol. That I loved Madrid. So him going to Barca would be kind of like weird for me. Yo, I found something really funny the other day. So a Barca Twitter page ran a poll. They were like, "Would you take Mbappe if that means selling Dembele?" And I'm just there, and I'm like, "Are you guys fucking stupid?"
Like shut up.
No, because okay, like it was like 60 something percent said yes, like 20% said like no, and like the others said like I think it was like I don't know, or so like I don't know what it was.
Inclusive or something, something. Okay.
But like I'm like there to like the 20% who said no. I'm like why? Like Mbappe, because like okay, Dembele is not really that injury prone anymore, but he's still more injury prone than Mbappe, and Mbappe's better, like more clinical.
Not just that, he's generational. Like there's like, yeah, he's a generational talent.
All the attributes, well, in my opinion, based on like raw ability, pause.
You didn't have to pause.
Based on ability, without like, let's say without the injuries and the fact that Dembele didn't take like his career that seriously when he first got to Barca, I think just as like a talent, I do think Dembele is better than Mbappe as a talent. I do because he can shoot with both feet, can play on either wing. Has about him and Mbappe are probably as fast as each other. I'd say Dembele's a better dribbler. Like he has more attributes, but Mbappe is more clinical. I'd say. Plus, I think
Mbappe puts it together a bit better. Like you know what I mean? Like he's the way that he his game overall is just better. But maybe I think what you're saying is like technically speaking, Dembele has more ability, right?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like for me, just based on ability, yeah, Dembele's better. But no, who's a better player? It's Mbappe, obviously. So like, I don't even get why people ask that stupid ass question.
It's a dumbass question, but overall, the Mbappe saga is getting a bit boring. PSG keeps crying, talking about
yeah, they apparently the bid what was it? I forgot the team, but like some team from Saudi Arabia put a bid in. Yeah, there was like 300 million, and PSG accepted the bid, but Mbappe said nah.
Well, yeah, but like to be okay, listen, okay. If you put yourself in Mbappe's shoes, right, and you guys who are watching this live stream, let us know what you guys think, right? If you're in Mbappe's shoes, right, and you're playing for PSG, which is still like, you know, top, I don't know, top at least top 10 to top 20 like in the world. As a team. Yeah,
zero. They're a zero team. I prefer playing for Brighton than playing for PSG.
Okay, damn. All right. But anyway, so they're still, but like they're a better team than Al Hilal. Okay, let's put it there.
You say that.
But and you're offered 700 million. Okay, 700 million to play for one season, right? And basically have a guarantee that the next season you get to go to Madrid on a free.
Right. Yeah, I think no. I've seen that idea being pushed on. No, because to me it's a thing of like, okay, like, but I don't know because like for me, it's not that. It's not like I think Mbappe would be like an asshole for accepting. Like I don't think he's like some sort of money whore if he like accepts that deal. For me, it points to like an issue with the sport in general because like for me it's like. If you can basically just loophole yourself to Saudi Arabia, get a big ass contract, then the next year go to Madrid, like for me, like no, it just ruins the essence of the sport. Like I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Everything's just too much about money. Like okay, it's like going on. This is like a side tangent, real quick, but like okay, you saw Jaylen Brown the extension with the Celtics, right? You saw that.
Ridiculous. Oh my god, like they're so stupid.
Like 300 million for a dude, can't dribble and can't go left. Very one-dimensional player. For me, it's like. Sports in general, like it's getting to the point where like it's shit just about money now. Like I don't know, it makes it boring.
It's not even just that, bro. But even like with the Jaylen Brown stuff, yeah, I was like, I wasn't pissed because like it's not my team. Like I don't care, right? Like they can offer them whatever money they want, right? It's just like
it cripples them.
It cripples them, but like not even just that, but taking like that's like the biggest contract in basketball history, right? And so, like, obviously, it's gonna get surpassed because every year, like these deals get like greater and greater, right? But
Yeah, well,
over,
Jason Tatum is going to be eligible for like an extension like 2 years, and he's a better player, so is he going to ask for more?
yeah, I
You
mean,
feel me?
he probably will, right? But at the same time, it's like taking like this random ass like who's you know in terms of like a two position, he's probably top five in the league, maybe top 10, right?
Yeah.
But still he doesn't deserve um like basically legendary money, like you know what I mean,
Mhm.
like
No, that's the thing. Like that's the type of money you give to maybe like a Steph Curry, a
LeBron,
Giannis.
yeah, a Giannis, a
Well, I mean,
Jokic.
Not LeBron anymore. But
No,
like, yeah,
yeah,
300 million. Yeah, 300 million is the type of money you give to like a 2013 LeBron
facts,
or like
or like a
a
Luca, or
2016.
like
Yeah, like a maybe
you know,
even not even a Luca. I don't know because Luca hasn't like okay. Don't get me wrong, amazing, but he's not hasn't won a championship or like
sure,
an MVP or
sure,
anything. You know,
sure.
like even though like I know he can and probably will do that one day,
Mm-hmm.
but he still hasn't. To
Facts.
me, you give that type of money to like a proven super, like a Giannis,
Mm-hmm.
like a LeBron in his prime, a Curry, maybe a KD. I don't know, but like you don't
Mm-hmm.
give that money to Jalen Brown. And similarly, the thing with Mbappe is that like for him, like it just shows a lack of ambition because you're basically just essentially wasting. Like I know he goes to Madrid after, but like it's wasting a year of his prime to just go and collect money. Like I'd rather just stay PSG. Because either way at PSG, he's being paid a lot either way.
Yeah, hey, bro,
So
he's
just
about to
at
get
that point,
60
stay at
million
PSG.
just for his loyalty bonus
Yeah,
August 1st.
it's like stay at PSG for a year because they're still in a respectable league, even though it's not great, but still a respectable league. They're at least still in the Champions League stuff. Like it's still like a big team, quote unquote. So
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, I'd just stay at PSG because for me, if he goes Saudi and stuff, what's preventing other players from doing that? Because like look at that, Saudi Arabia bought Newcastle, so you're telling me that like I know Isak. Basically, I don't know, goes 1 year in Saudi Arabia and then come. Okay, for example, I'll give you an example. You know, Ivan Tony. So Ivan Tony played for Newcastle,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he has an 8 month ban. So during those 8 months, I'll go to Saudi Arabia, collect money, and come back when my ban's over to play in the Premier League. It's dumb. Like it shouldn't be like
Fuck.
players have their teams, their contract. Like respect the team and the contract. I don't think it's a thing of
Yeah,
like
it's
you can just
becoming
go.
it's becoming really like yeah, like
It's weird,
a
man.
loyalty is becoming a bit of a hoe. Like there's not like I feel like
Yeah,
people like loyalty is becoming a bit lost in world football, but
yeah,
also like it's becoming really like the passion you start to feel like is disappearing. Now I do want to discuss the question of the day in a little bit, but I did want to touch on MLS real quick before we move on to the final question of the day. Because obviously everybody and their grandma have been watching the MLS, specifically Inter Miami, over the last couple of weeks. And because you're a big Messi fan, we need to talk about it. And obviously, a lot of people have opinions and a lot of people want to talk. So you guys let us know what you guys think. But we have basically seen two Messi games in a Inter Miami pink jersey, and he
one
has
wasn't even a full game.
one wasn't even a full game. I mean, they both weren't full. I mean, like, but the second,
I
like,
mean,
at
yeah,
least he started the second one,
he got subbed off, but like he's yeah, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much everything I thought was gonna happen if when Messi
right?
went to because for me it's like no disrespect like to Ronaldo and shit, but it's not like when Ronaldo went to Saudi. Messi right now could still start for the best team. Like
Any team. He
he
should
can
start
still
for any
start
team.
for a Man City, a
He starts
Barca,
for
like
any
an
team.
Bayern.
Yeah,
Like
facts.
he can start for any team. It's not a thing with Ronaldo where like we clearly knew he was washed. He went to Saudi Arabia. Like this is like a Messi who, in my opinion, from watching him, still hasn't. I still don't think he's the. I don't think he still. I don't think he started his decline yet. Really, like, is he as explosive as he used to? Like in terms of pace, is he still like the same? Maybe dribble. Like okay, he's obviously lost a little bit with age, but I don't think he's still declined yet.
Bro.
You
He's still
know,
impressive. He's still like
like
take
you
he's still
put
in talks for
him.
Ballon d'Or. Like he's him. You know.
Because bro, look at the state of this league. I watched the game yesterday until he got subbed. After he subbed, I just turned it off because like what the fuck would I watch the rest? But like basically, and this isn't Messi. This is what Busquets, right? Just to show you. And like no offense, man, to people who actually like the MLS, but it's a shit league. I'm sorry because Busquets gets the ball yesterday. And you know this is a Busquets where unanimously, okay, maybe not unanimously, but while pretty much considered by most people to be the best DM in history, one of the best passes in history, yada, yada, yada. This guy gets the ball from his defense, looks over his shoulder 3 times thinking dudes were going to compress him. No one's on him.
Yeah.
He literally has all the time in the world to just ping a ball to Messi and then Messi scores.
Yeah.
It's
He did
like,
exactly, and he did just that.
It's because it's like if you're putting Messi against this level of competition, bro, I wouldn't be like give Messi a full. Because I don't know. Yeah, they're not in the. Yeah, he's joined the middle of the season. Give Messi a full season in the MLS. I don't know how many games there are. But like, okay, say for example, the MLS had like the same amount of games like European leagues, whatever. Messi could break that 91 goal scoring record in the MLS. If the MLS is as long as like a European season
Wow.
with like Champions League and with like international friendlies, whatever. Like basically, like in a calendar year, if Messi were to play, what was it, 70 games that he played in 2012? If he's to play 70 games and most of those games are MLS games, then bro, he's breaking that record.
Yeah. No, listen, and
Like right
like
even
I'm
now, and
saying,
he's
bro.
30, he's 36, like he's
He's
36,
36.
and
Yeah.
he was what 25 when he did that. He's 36 now, and he could beat that record because the MLS is really not that
Well,
good.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I know you just dropped. Like, I dropped a video earlier, like a week ago or something, and you just dropped a video last night on TikTok talking about like Wayne Rooney saying, "Oh, he's not going to find the DT."
Yeah, like
We both had the exact same opinion. It's like, bro, it's Messi, and he's not even like old Messi. He's still like a Messi that literally just won the World Cup 7, 8 months ago. You know, so
it's
like,
not even that. Wayne Rooney when he went to the MLS was good in the MLS, and he was washed,
yeah,
and even he was good.
fuck. So,
That's the thing. And Ibrahimovic too. I mentioned that as well. He was good in the MLS.
mm,
Like it's not that hard to be like great in the MLS. Like you can take like put Jordan Henderson in the MLS and he would do great.
yeah.
You feel me?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, Busquets is looking like they're making him look like prime Busquets. Messi is just running wild. He does whatever he wants. And I saw this funny thing on Twitter. Like, it's like basically the guy was saying like, bro, why does Messi just like to score 2 goals? They're like,
Yeah, he doesn't like to get hat tricks. I swear.
you know, because he bro like taking like he got his first 2 goals. I want to say in like less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, he
Yesterday.
got him, and he got the first in the 8th minute, and then the second in the 22nd or 23rd minute. Yeah, I
Fuck,
know.
right?
And then he stayed on till the 75th
Stayed
minute,
on,
and
but
then
he
he
was
got
still
another
like
assist.
doing like he assisting, like he shifted gear in terms of like how he wanted to play. He could have easily had a hat trick if he was being selfish, right? But
Yeah,
he
yeah,
didn't.
for
Like he
sure.
changed the way that they played, and I keep forgetting their brother's name. Their
Yeah, Taylor.
Taylor. Yeah, but I mean he was making Taylor look like a I don't know
He made him look like
like
Suarez, man.
Martinelli or something, bro. Like I don't know, like it was
Nah, for me, it's right. I don't know. Like, okay, this could be just me coping. This could be like a large amount of copium, me coping with the reality. I deadass do not think Messi's gonna retire in the MLS. I think. How do I say this? I think there's still a chance he could return to Europe.
hmm.
I think maybe. And if not Europe, then he's gonna retire in Argentina. But he's not retiring in the MLS because to me, Messi still has probably 4 years. I think.
Yeah, but the thing is, he never played. Like, did he ever? I don't think he ever played in Argentina in terms of
No, well, he did well as a youth player before he went to Bar.
yeah,
He went to Barca when he was like 14. So
fine,
before then,
exactly,
obviously as a youth
right?
player.
So
And that's
maybe he
the
doesn't
thing, and
have
he
as
did.
much of a like in terms of
No, he does.
a word.
He does have a connection. He said before that he's always wanted to play for Newell's Old Boys as like a senior player.
Yeah, okay.
It, because he didn't get to do that obviously because he went to Barca. Because for me right now, it's like Messi. It's not like Ronaldo, where Ronaldo relied a lot on like his physical attributes, like his pace, his like agility, blah 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 blah
Hmm.
blah, to like be good. Messi for me is the type of player. He's like a Steph Curry. He's like a
Yeah,
Steph Curry, where like Curry it doesn't rely on like he's not like a Russ where like, he relies on like
explosive.
athleticism and
Yeah,
shit.
facts.
Like that's like Messi's never relied on athleticism. He's always relied on like just being a smart player. So
Hmm.
that's why for me, I don't think Messi will actually like. Okay, he could retire before then, but it's not because he's going to be bad. I think that would be just his personal choice.
Hmm.
But if he wanted to go on, he could still go on for another 5 years, 4 or 5 years, in my opinion, because he
Facts.
still hasn't lost what's made him good. Yeah, he's lost a bit of pace and maybe you could argue a little bit of dribbling, and that's it.
Hmm.
His passing's still good. His finishing's still good. His IQ, everything about his game is still very good.
Yeah, and you
That's
know
the
what, man?
thing.
Like
So.
he has like we always talk about Ronaldo's influence. Messi has his own like degree of influence, and it's pretty amazing because taking
Mhm.
like um like people that have probably never watched the MLS before in their life are like doing full match
Yeah.
analysis of like these Inter Miami games, talking about like so all we need now is like a defender. It's like bro, like
Bro,
they probably started
last
watching
week
like
I didn't
last
know
week.
I didn't know who the fuck Rob Taylor was until 3 days ago. I didn't even know Yedlin was in the MLS. Yedlin, the only thing I know about Yedlin is I'm pretty sure he played in the Premier League like once.
Hmm.
That because he came out the other day saying Messi bought the whole team like pink beats or some shit because to match like the color
Mm.
of the crest of the. Let me see. Yedlin, if I'm not mistaken, he has played in the Premier League before. So okay, youth career. Yeah, exactly. He played for Newcastle. Yeah, I knew. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he played for Newcastle from 2016 to 2021. Yeah, okay, and he also played for Spurs from 2014, 26. Well, actually, he made one appearance for Spurs. Never mind. But
Mm-hmm.
point is, he played 112 times for Newcastle. So yeah, I knew he was in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
I
exactly,
wasn't
bro. And
mistaken.
so it's definitely like even me, I don't watch. I'm from Toronto and I don't watch Toronto FC. Like I really don't care. But like yesterday was, and even I didn't watch the other game against what's their name, Cape some. What was that game? What was his first game? Who was the team they played?
Messi. Fuck. Who was it? It was
Something with the C. That's all I remember.
Cincinnati. Fucking, let me check it out.
Yeah.
Who was it? Because yesterday was against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Who was? Like, I'm so confused. Let me check. So Inter Miami. No, it was July. Yeah, July. Hold up. Fuck. But the games yesterday, they weren't for the MLS. I don't.
No,
Oh,
it
it's
was the cup.
no,
It was like
the
the
cup.
yeah.
Okay. I was confused. Okay, let me check because I was checking the MLS. Okay. Who was that? Cas Azul.
Yeah,
Is
whatever.
that
Maybe
is that a
some
Mexican
Mexican
team?
team or something. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Point is, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
anyway, so it's
so
definitely like I was the first time I literally ever tuned into an MLS game, and it just
mm,
shows you, man. It just shows you. But like there's obviously a lot more to come. There's gonna be a lot more coverage of the MLS, which is very good for that league. But it's time to move on to our question of the day, which is our final segment of this live stream, and that is the following question, Ibrahim. Do you
yes, they
think
are.
the Saudi
They
Pro
are.
League is the is bad for
That,
football?
yes,
Okay, explain.
100%. Because for me, they're basically like what China was doing a few years ago, but worse. Because China a few years ago were recruiting most of the time washed players.
Hmm.
Like if Saudi Arabia was only focused on getting like past their prime play, like if they were focused on getting like maybe like a Eden Hazard, a Henderson, whatever, cool. But the fact that they're out here actively trying to go get like Mbappe, they're trying to they pretty much got Verratti. They wanted to get Mbappe. They've put in bids for Lewandowski. They want to put in a bid for him. They want to put in bids for like I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm not. Oh yeah, Thomas Partey had a bid. Who was still like the top of his game. Like for me, like yeah, it's bad because the issue is that like it's human nature. Like and I don't blame players necessarily for wanting to go to Saudi for the money because if you flash that much money from a player, they're probably going to want to go. But that's the issue.
Mm,
Like then the sport becomes more about money than passion. Like that's why it's so rare to find players who just stick to like one club nowadays.
facts.
Like who's the last one club man I can think of? Messi. Obviously I know he's played for PSG and obviously Inter Miami now, but that wasn't because of his choice. Obviously, he would have preferred staying at Barca.
Hmm.
So Messi, you have him. No, Modric isn't a one club man just because,
He
he was
played for
at
Tottenham,
Spurs
yeah,
for a bit. Yeah, he was at Spurs. Like a one club man. Who? Mark Noble for West Ham, maybe.
yeah.
Fucking.
I mean, bro, to be honest,
But
it's very rare to
it's
find it.
rare,
It's very
man. It's
rare to find, even
rare.
even in the back
Very
in the
rare.
day. Like, can you think of it like, and I mean, yeah, even like,
Back in the day, there was plenty. You had what's his name, Totti for Roma. You have Zanetti for Inter Milan. You had what's his name, Casillas for Madrid. You had, and essentially Ramos pretty much because like he did play a year at PSG and he did start off his career at Sevilla, but for like 16 years he was at Madrid.
hmm
So there's that. Like there's a lot of like you're not gonna like I would be very shocked if any player nowadays stayed at their team for more than like 5, 6 years.
hmm
I think because the way it's going now, like I told you, players could sign with the team and then 2 years later get a big ass offer from Saudi Arabia and then just leave.
yeah. No, so I think from
So,
your the perspective that you're talking about, it's not good for football, right? In terms of just
mhm.
like just dropping money wherever and buying players. I think that where it might start to become good for football in terms of like global football is if Saudi Arabia starts focusing on developing their own talent, right? Because that would grow the Arab game in terms of maybe more Muslims, right, would be more comfortable going to Saudi Arabia, for example, if they had good academies and they started, that for me would be good for football. However, overall, in terms of the way that their approach now, just the fact that they can splash money and take in they're literally splashing money in with such freedom that they can say, yeah, we're gonna give you 700 million, just play with us for a year, please. Like we're begging you. You know what I mean? It's that part of that part of the aspect of Saudi Arabian football and Saudi Pro League. I don't really respect, and I don't really think that is good for football, right? Where it will be good though, again, is when if they really focus on building their league by building academies and putting investment into their own players, and then you start having Egyptians, Moroccans, Algerians,
Mhm. Yeah.
so on and so forth, developing in that country. It's good. I think
Yeah.
that aspect is good. But yeah, like as long as they're starting to splash money for 25, 26, 27, 28 year olds, I think that the quality of European football will start going down, and I think the
Yeah.
passion will start going down because it really
Yeah.
will become more about money. But
Exactly. Yeah.
it's not
Um.
looking good, mate. But overall, let us know what you guys think. For everybody who's tuned in and watching, let us know what you guys think. Is the Saudi Arabian League good for football is as a whole? Let us know what you guys think in the comments,
No, but
or chat with us right now, and let us know what you guys think about all the topics that we talked about today in terms of like preseason, who you think that your team should sign next, if they should sign anybody, and let's talk about your best hopes for your team in the next coming season. All right. So we appreciate everybody who's tuned in and who's watched our stream for today. I'm Kareem, that's Ibrahim, and we will be live again next week. Right. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I might be. I'm probably gonna be live like sometime between to just play some games, chill, vibe. You know the deal. But and maybe with
Mm,
Brahim too. But in
mm.
terms of like actual like, our football live stream, our Basement Baller podcast, tune in again next week, and we'll be here. And then follow us on all the social medias that are up there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you, and have an amazing day. Peace out.